Welcome. In front of me is a VIVO V21, and today I will show you a couple tweaks and tricks you can do on this phone. So I'm going to start off with the icon size, which simply allows you to change the size of the icons so they can take up less space on your home screen. So if that is something that you want to change, let's go into the settings, and from here we're going to go to lock screen and where is it? Lock screen and wallpaper, and we will have the home settings in here as well. And you'll find the display icon size. So by default set to normal. We have also large, which will increase the size of them, or small one, which is what I'm gonna go with. And as you can see, it looks a little bit cleaner. Now obviously this is an absolute mess of icons right here, so not the best look, but overall by reducing the size they look a little bit more minimalistic, I would say. Now anyway, moving on to the next option, it's gonna be the display refresh rate. So by default I believe it is set to 90, so I would consider that to be good. Now for people that don't really see much of a difference between the 90 and 60 or don't even know what the hell that is, the refresh rate, I can go into the settings and display and brightness, and below you will find screen refresh rate. And as you can see we have the smart switch 60 and 90. Now probably the smart switch will be the best option because I believe it does change the refresh rate based on what it's displaying. What is the most appropriate screen refresh rate can be selected automatically according to the so this is basically automatically chooses what is the best refresh rate, and if you're looking at a still image it's going to drop the refresh rate, and if you actually need a better one then it will boost it up to 90. But basically what it is just how many frames are displayed on the screen in a single second. So 60 obviously will display 60 and 90 obviously. Now by having a higher refresh rate you also will suffer on the battery a little bit more. Higher refresh rate will consume more battery, lower refresh rate will consume less battery obviously. So if you want to prioritize your battery life, you might want to stick with just straight up 60 all the time instead. But for the other people you can switch it to smart switch, which will probably give you best of both worlds. So limited refresh rate when it's needed and higher one when, well, again, you need it. So anyway, moving on to the next one, it's going to be a simple split screen, and you can quickly access it by going either to the recent like so, and you will have this double little bar right here, or not this one. Maybe it's not supported. Let me quickly check something else. There's some kind of good up. Let's go with YouTube. No, yeah, there we go. So settings apparently is not supported. But you can open up something like YouTube, and as an example, let's open up additionally Chrome. There we go, Chrome. And you can use two different apps at the same time. Not now, so yeah. As you can see, both of them work just fine. Additionally, if you open up YouTube at the top right here, it allows you to play something in YouTube, and even when you go home, it continues to play while you can access other apps from here as well. And if you open up apps that are still supported by split screen, it will just function like nothing ever changed, at least YouTube I mean. But unfortunately, if you open apps that aren't supported, basically this will happen. So it'll close off the split screen and just make the app go full screen. So apparently for some reason settings is one of those. I know for a fact camera is another one that will close off split screen as well. But anyway, let's move on to the next option. So the next option is the face beauty basically. Now it does do it in videos, which allows you to either turn it on or off if you want something like that. You can again play around with it and see if the effect is something that you would like. But to find this setting, we'll need to go again into the settings and then scroll down to accessibility and shortcuts. Or shortcuts and accessibility, so the other way around. And right here we have face beauty for video calls. And it shows you, I believe, applications that might be installed or it might support. I think it's the ones that it supports. So Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, Line, Vibe, and Zolo. So, or Zalo, however you pronounce this, to be honest. So by basically downloading those, you can enable this, and whenever you're calling someone, it will apply their quotation mark proprietary face beautification. So yeah, if that is something that you're interested in, go right ahead, you can toggle it on here. And lastly, the thing that I want to show you is the Ultra game mode. Now again, this can be found in the settings like basically everything else, and it's right here, so right above the shortcuts and accessibility. And in here, as you can see, you can toggle on the game bar, sidebar. If you, for instance, don't want it, then turn it off in here as well. It also gives us a couple things like esports mode, which gives a load of bogus right here, a lot of just trash to sell it better, I guess, and also praise themselves on pat themselves on the back that devices using Arena of Valor, KPL, esports are well basically supported, or events are provided by Vivo. Like, whoop-de-doo, you want a medal for that? But basically, it has maybe some benefits, like for instance, the enabling the do not disturb mode basically optimizes control, so everything should work a little bit better. Improves visual effects, so I believe this is referring most likely to the refresh rate. And again, more load of bullshit right here, which is the adaptive frame rate and the temperatures. Basically, the phone adapts itself no matter what kind of device it is. It always does this. So if the temps go too high, the frame rates go low. Then the frame rate should go a little bit higher because the temps will fall. So that's basically how it is. It's what they're trying to sell you right here is that they have some kind of patented some thermal throttling, which is just hilarious. But yeah, it might give you some other aspects that are beneficial right here. Now, obviously, you have things like block notifications, screen mistouch preventions, and stuff like that. So again, when you're launching games, I do recommend you to actually do this through the Ultra game mode, because it does do a couple of things in the background that aren't really disclosed right here that will help the games run a little bit smoother in general on this device, and by basically limiting everything else that you're not using. So anyway, that would conclude all the tweaks and tricks that I wanted to share, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.